So I want to spend a little time talking about this concept of conflict, right? So typically what people talk about in terms of conflict, they typically talk about the things that make us different, or the things where that or the challenges that the lack of resources may cause us, and really drive this feeling or this illusion of competition. And so that when folks are in direct competition for things, they feel as though there is some kind of conflict. And what I'd like to just say about that is that in terms of human behavior, the way humans are wired, there is no inherent conflict between human beings. We are not born in conflict with each other. And actually, our nature is to be harmonious, but it is the illusion of lack, or the illusion of incompleteness, that actually creates this aura of conflict. And so, first point about conflict is that there is no inherent conflict between human beings. And children demonstrate this best. If you leave children to play, or children have a yearning to play with people, or with other children that they don't even know, that they have a willingness to share, they have a willingness to interact. Sometimes, they want to share on their terms, but that's not necessarily an inherent thing. It's something that is taught or learned through human experience. And so there is no conflict between human beings. There's no inherent conflict. The universality of the human condition propels us towards certain basic aspirations and needs. So we're always looking for safety, significance, and belonging. No matter what our context, that is what we are striving for as human beings. And I would submit to you that we don't have to have conflict when looking for safety, significance, and belonging, if we recognize that there are many ways, to get there, many ways that it can be expressed, and many ways that we're trying to get it, and we're trying to get it differently. I would also, submit to you that if you are looking to attack someone's values, you're in for a fight, because those values are so deeply ingrained that to request or ask someone to change their values is going to be very problematic, not only for you as a helper, but for that individual to actually try to find ways to fill or reassess what new values there should be. And I'll never forget, I was working in St. Louis. My mentor, Leon Sharp, we had this conversation because we were going to go into in South Central California and work with some gangs and that kind of stuff. And I expressed to him, Leon, to be quite honest, I've never worked with a gang. I don't know anything about gang affiliation. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And he laughed and he smiled and he said, Andre, when we get there, I want you to be you. I want you to show them that there's a different way, or a better way of being, or that there's an alternative way of being that they might not see now. And so in working with them, my goal was not, our goal was not to go down to California and change their values, but to actually open up possibilities for them, and that there are different ways that they could express their humanity, not just through this limited way. And I think by showing and having conversations with folks, we don't make them change their values, but we give them access to other value systems. We expand their ability to understand, that there are other ways of being. And so values are not negotiable, but methods typically are. And so if you can show me a better way of living or a better way of doing something, I'm telling you, you show me a better way, I'm going to do it. You expose me to a way that helps me get to my goals, that's more efficient, that doesn't where I don't have to compromise my humanity, then I'm certainly going for it. I'll be the first one to line up for that. And so all too often the conflict comes because we're not showing people ways that actually benefits their values, that supports their values, or we're not approaching their values as if their methods are negotiable. And so, and the trick, and I don't mean trick, but I mean the secret to this, or the motivating factor for this, or the underpinning of this, is that if I can help an individual change their methods, if their methods are negotiable, then I am more apt to be able to help them adjust their values because their goals will have changed. And so, if we can talk about methods, we can move towards ultimately changing those values. And once people start to change their values towards different goals, then we've broken some generational curses. We've made the opportunity for people to learn more efficiently that much clearer. So as we talk about this concept of conflict, know that there's no inherent conflict between human beings. Secondly, that our values typically are not negotiable. And thirdly, that our methods of accomplishing or living those values can be negotiable. And if you show me a better way, then I'm more apt to change those methods that help me meet my new or different goal. And ultimately, by doing that, we actually start to have influence and impact on people's goals and values. All right?